Okay, we've been talking about wool and winter stuff, right? To keep us warm and so on in the winter. Obviously, we're continuing with that theme. We got done talking about the pocket warmers, the Johnny Giant, and I had the Hawk and Peacock. The Hawk and Peacock is out of Japan, right? So those are nice warmers. Use Coleman fuel, white gas in them. All right, if you get one of those, you're good, because there's plenty of white gas. And if there's not plenty of white gas in your shed, then you probably ought to buy more, because at some point I'm sure they're going to put the kibosh on it. Right? Okay. Oh, somebody asked me about this wool sweater a while back. They sent me an email. They said, "What happened to that old ratty wool sweater that you were wearing?" Well, still wearing it. So the thing about this is I'm not going to use the S word, but I've taken wool yarn and sewn up holes on this thing before, but I'm not good at repairing wool knits, right? So this has got a hole in there, and there's a hole there, and probably something over here. There's a hole here, I know. Yeah. So, but the thing is I'm warm. You got these little holes here and there, but I'm still warm. I mean, the thing is mostly intact. I've used this as a work sweater for years, and it has not been treated the best, but it still works. So don't throw something away like this just because you got a hole or two in it. Just use it. Use it. Right. So we're keeping warm. Oh, by the way, I got another one like this. This is Woolrich. They don't make these no more. This one's made in China. When I ordered them, I didn't know that they were made in China. I thought they were still made here in the U.S. So, I think it is wool. I mean, I don't know what kind of wool it is. It's probably I don't know. But it keeps me warm, so that's good. Might as well go ahead and get another cookie. Little Nilla wafers are good, huh? Yeah. My grandfather on my dad's side of the family, he ate those things all the time. Didn't have any teeth. Alright, so near at hand, I've got this. We'll come back and talk about the lighter a bit here too. The old Nalgene bottle. Now this one's brand new. I bought a number of these a while back for stash when the pandemic was going on, because we know what time we're in. We're in the end days, so might as well have a few of this and a few of that on hand, right? So what are these Nalgene bottles good for? Not only are these bottles good for keeping your drinks in, but they are also great as hot water bottles, okay? So one thing that I used to do when I was younger, if I was sleeping outside and it was really cold, in the winter you always take at least a couple of Nalgenes. I take 4 with me. 4 Nalgenes with me in the winter. That it's not too much and not too little. Alright? And the Nalgenes, I use them for heaters. Alright? So before I had my Wiggy's Antarctica bag, I used the best sleeping bags that were either given to me or I could find myself, you know, to keep myself warm in hostile conditions. So, 2 Nalgene bottles. You want to heat up some water to about 180, 190 degrees. Put it in there. Get your sleeping bag out and loft it up. Then you throw these bottles in there. Alright? Put 2 in there. One down towards the knees and one up towards the stomach area. And then close off the head area as much as you can. Stuff something in there. So when this radiates heat, it will stay inside the bag. And then when you get ready to go and get into the bag, then it'll already be preheated, right? So, you say, well, what are you going to do with those other 2? Well, I use those as heaters too. Well, what do you mean? Well, you can use them as hot water bottles on your person, right, to keep you warmer. Or when you're getting ready to go to bed at night, if you're in a situation where you can remove your boots and you don't want cold feet in the morning, you take one of these and you stick it down in each boot, right? So 1 in each boot. Good. Okay. So go on to the lighter. So lighters are good, obviously, for burning the ends of paracord. We all know that, right? So, but in the winter time, lighter is a good thing to have on you, not just to start your fire or start your stove, but to deal with frozen locks. Okay, so I learned this trick when I was young. I was just a boy, and learned the trick of melting the ice that's built up in locks. Okay, whether it's your car door lock or your trunk lock or a padlock or any kind of lock like that, and they get frozen in the wintertime. They get, you know, then you can't move. You put the key in, you know, nothing moves, right? So you just hit it with heat from the lighter, and then stick the key in there, and it should turn. Sometimes I have had to resort to putting a little bit of flame on the key. Okay, you don't want to put it too much. You don't want to ruin its whatever. If it has any kind of temperament whatsoever, you don't want to ruin that. But just heat the key up a little bit, then put that in there and work the tumblers, right? So that's another thing. For yourself, hot coffee, right? Hot coffee in your core. You want to heat your core. When your core is hot, from drinking and eating hot items and eating carbohydrates, because carbohydrates burn, right? I can remember in science class when I was a kid, we had the Bunsen burner, and we burnt a single peanut, and we had to figure out how many calories did we burn and how long did the peanut burn and all that sort of thing. Yeah, you know, that's back in the days when they taught real school. Not nowadays. Okay. I got 4 minutes 36 seconds left. 5 minutes 36 seconds left. So when you're traveling, in the snow conditions, whether you are on foot, car, sledge, whether you have a dog team pulling you on a sled, it doesn't matter. You're always going to have at least one shovel. Okay, at least one. So this particular shovel is one that I camoed, right? but it's extendable. Okay, and you're gonna want at least 2 shovels. Did I say 1 shovel? Well, if I did, it's 2 shovels. You want at least 2 shovels with you. Okay, so you can do all kinds of chores. You can either dig out your car, or you can dig out a place to sleep, building snow walls, whatnot. You want at least 2 shovels. But that is an indispensable thing that you carry with you in the winter months, whether in the city or in the backlands, the backcountry. So let's talk about these boots. I've got 4 minutes basically. So the first set of boots I'm going to talk to you about, because these are the ones that I normally use in the winter around here, is these Baffins. These are the Baffin Trapper. Okay, Trapper boot. So it is a rubber boot. Has a highly insulated insert that's removable if you want to remove it. Okay, and let's see if I can show you that. So there it is. Rated for very cold weather, and of course waterproof on the bottom. It's made out of a special rubber so that when it gets super cold, it's not brittle. Right? And it has this gathering at the top. It would be nice if this gathering was about 2 inches higher. That would be ideal, I think. But it works okay. The extra 2 inches would help with tucking in different types of trousers and whatnot, bibs. So these have been good boots, good traction. I've got a lot of thorns around here. I haven't had any issues with leaking or nothing. So the Baffin Trapper, and I have used Baffin boots my whole life, pack boots and other stuff like that, and they have always been better than other brands. Every now and then I buy another brand just to check it out, and they're always not as good. Sorels and others, not as good. Baffins are the one that I would go with if you're going to get pack boots, or Schnee. Okay, Schnee's another good brand. Schnee's an American brand. Baffin is Canadian. But not all Baffins are made in Canada, so you got to watch that. Yeah. Okay, well, I got about a minute left here. Next up, mucklucks. So, having had my own traditional reindeer mucklucks when I was a boy, and having these, I put these together myself. I didn't make them, no. I put them together. I decided what I want, and I got the components put it together. So you can't buy this off the shelf, but I will tell you about it and what to do in the next video. Alright, so we'll have another slug of coffee here. I just made a fresh pot, so I've got about, I don't know, I got about 5 cups left, so that's a good starter. I'll see you in the next one.